Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavors for the 18th of January. So before we... don't log out straight away. Before we start, just want to go through the golden. It's up now, it's the weekend. So, we've got Bloodspawn, and we've got Narina's shoulders. Now, I don't think either of these are worth it just because they're shoulders. You can get these from the Undaunted Vendors with keys. Both of these are pretty good sets, I think, but I don't think it's worth spending 100,000 gold to get them because they're both base game options. And yeah, just use keys for shoulders. I don't think you should ever buy them for 100,000 gold. But they are both good sets. Bloodspawn is a great tanking set because you get ultimate and you get resistances. There are definitely better or more meta tanking sets out there, but these ones are... This is like a good starter set. The relying on the resistance isn't really the big thing because 6% chance when you take damage is not great to rely on that to mitigate all the damage that you need, but the ultimate is definitely really good. And the stamina recovery is not great either because usually tanks block and stamina recovery becomes 0, so I don't like that about it, but everything else about it is pretty good. I do use this as a one piece for my... I did use that for my runner build for a long time ago before Magma Incarnate and Thirst became a thing. But yeah, it's okay. It's very easy to get your hands on though. I wouldn't spend 100,000 gold on it. Narinath. This is, I think, a very good damage dealer set. Not good for solo play because you're moving around too much for the proc to usually hit the targets that you need. I'd suggest Valken or Zahn in that case. But for group play, I actually really like this set for for classes that use a lot more direct damage. For example, Nightblade, Sorcerers, maybe Necromancers, but I'm not... maybe not. Usually most other classes... Wardens too. Wardens, Nightblade, Sorcerers, the main ones. But Sorcerers you could probably use Alambris as well. But yeah, mainly Nightblades. Nightblades love this one. Because it does a lot of damage, but it's like a thing that comes out of the ground and it takes a little while for it to actually explode. So if the target moves at all, you kind of just waste this set. But if the target stays still, it's really good. It does quite a lot of damage. Not as much as some other sets, but it's like a good all-rounder if the boss doesn't move much. And even then, like, the boss doesn't have to move for like a second and a half and you're good. So I like this one quite a lot. It's a very old set and like has been... I've used this set a lot in the past, have good memories with it. Narinath is a cool boss, but yeah, again, shoulders, and it's a base game shoulder, so wouldn't buy it for 100,000 gold. Okay, so I'll go... Oh god, Viper, fucking PTSD. This set, I like it, but I know a lot of people don't rate this thing too highly. If you don't want to have to slot a skill that gives you brutality or sorcery, this is the way to go. Mainly because the 2 to 4 piece isn't terrible. Weapon and spell damage and crit chance is good for damage dealers. So if you just want to chill, not have to worry about casting a sorcery or brutality buff all the time, if you literally just want to throw abilities out, like if you just want to deal damage, that's it. Then this one's not terrible. But I would not ever, under any circumstances, spend 200,000 gold on this, when you can just slot a skill that gives you the same buff. Veiled Inheritance, when you interrupt people, you get a bunch of damage, and your bash attacks deal damage. Wouldn't suggest this. One, you can get this quite easily from Dolmens in Auradon. Auradon's a very busy place as far as Dolmens go, usually. And this set is not great, I don't think. Spell and weapon damage for interrupts, not too reliable, and it sort of doesn't understand what it wants to be. It's got weapon and spell damage, which is good for damage dealers, but then it's got armor, so it's more of a PvP set. But I don't know. I'm not well versed when it comes to PvP. I don't know too much, but I can tell you for a fact that you would not want to buy this for 125,000 gold, considering how easy it is to get jewelry from Auradon. Viper. Okay, so this set is brings back a lot of shitty memories from the past. This is probably one of the sets that ZeniMax did the worst possible job at balancing that they have in the at any point in this game life cycle. Viper, I could go into like crazy rants about how. So this set started basically every 4 seconds. Every time you used a melee attack, you deal like 4,000 extra poison damage. It wasn't a damage over time; it just did it instantly. So people would just use this in PvP, and this alongside Red Mountain, when those two procced at the same time, you would lose like half your health before the fight even starts. So proc sets, this is kind of where the whole proc set issues started with these two sets, and the way they balanced these was fucking shocking. They did not do a good job at all of balancing these sets. They removed their ability to critical strike, which didn't hurt PvP that much, but really fucked them over in PvE, where these sets were actually not a bad option. They gutted these sets in PvE, which kind of made me sad. I understand that it did affect PvP a bit, but I mean, after they did that, these sets were still used in PvP for fucking ages, and it took them ages to do anything about these sets. Like basically, every build was like, it was like Black Rose and Viper, or Fasala's Guile and Viper, or Red Mountain and what's that set? Like Transmutation. What's the other set that everybody used back then? Durok's Bane as well. Back when that just like removed half of your healing done or some shit. Yeah, I don't know. Shitty times then. So this is like a grim reminder of how useless ZeniMax can be at actually balancing shit. I have not felt like this game has been competitive for a long time, purely because of how they handled this set. Do not buy this thing for 200,000 gold. This set is not great anymore. It can critically strike now, but it's not a great set. Like, there's so many other options that are easier to get, better to use. So yeah, Thunderbug, not much to say about this. I do like, look, if I wanted to do a pacifist run of this game, this is probably a good option. But other than that, I wouldn't really suggest it. Shock damage every 3 seconds, you know, just slot a skill that does that every 1 second. You know, it's not really worth doing that just for that. But you know, I don't know. It is a fair bit of damage every 3 seconds, but you know, not great considering it's heavy armor. It has 2 armor 2 to 3 piece. If you want to deal damage, it's not great. If you want to tank, it's not great. Because tanks don't have much damage anyway, and it scales with the higher your weapon's spell damage, so tanks oftentimes don't have that much of that stuff. But yeah, again, wouldn't spend much money on this, because this is also an overland set. Why are people selling this for 200,000 gold? What the fuck? Let's move on. So, TLDR, don't buy anything. Got a 10 seal set. Got Amorphous Foes, 12 Stones, an outfit one time, mechanical acuity item, and purchasing an item from guild traders. Really good set. As always, timestamps will be in the description if you want to get to a specific part, but I reckon you can do this one really quickly if you do the outfit, the acuity item, and the item from guild traders. Obviously, if you don't have 6 traits, you're not going to be able to do this, because mechanical acuity is a 6 trait that it does require Clockwork City, but if you use guild halls to craft it instead, you don't need the DLC, you just need 6 traits, and it's quicker that way. I'll go through all of that, but I want to see if I can do this really quick. I reckon I can do this in a minute 30. I'll try and go for that. I'll see. All right. So I've got my timer at the top left now. Right, ready? Go. So I won't skip time or anything. I won't edit the bit between this, because I want you to see the whole thing. I think the main thing that will affect this is the loading screens, because I don't know how long they're going to be, but it shouldn't be too bad. Go, go, go! So obviously it's much quicker if you got like a sprint build. Alright, so we're going to go to the jury station, go DLC zones, mechanical acuity, craft a ring. Done. Shovel to Oridon. I'm not going to use Oridon for the rest. I'm going to go to Ebonheart. I reckon that's quicker. Because Ebonheart has a style, a outfit station, like right next to the Way Shrine, as well as guild halls, or guild vendors. Alright, go, go, go. Alright, we got 30 more seconds. This is going to have to be quick. Go! Outfit. Go to armor styles, go ahead, change clear slot, go back. We've got 15 seconds. Go to Halaran, here to help. Go all items, go total as low as possible. Buy that for 65 gold, and we're done. So that was... Oh, right, I can't reset the timer. Well, yeah, so that was about 1:30. Nice. Whew. Alright, obviously you don't have to be that sweaty at it, but yeah, I just wanted to show that's possible. Alright, so we'll hide that. And now I'll go through properly like what you need to do. Alright, so I think your best bet, as you saw, was these three here. So one outfit and an item for guild traders. You can get both of these done basically in the same spot. I suggest you use Ebonheart or Stonefalls, or Davon's Watch and Ebonheart and Stonefalls, same place. Ebonheart might be a little bit quicker because the station's like right here, and then you just run this way and the guild trader's right here, but it's pretty much the same thing in Davon's Watch here. So you've got these outfit station right here. So all you need to do here is either... There's two ways you can do this. Either you can go to armor styles if you have hide helmet equipped. You could also do the same with hide shoulders, I think. Oh no, that costs 500 gold. What the fuck? Okay, interesting. Now it says application costs 50 here, but if you do it, it doesn't actually increase the cost. So you see that, and then you do hide helmet, and that also costs nothing. So that's a free way to update your outfits. If you don't, if you have like a helmet option, then the best way I'd say to do it otherwise is just clear a color, whatever you've got here, go accept, and that would also work, and then just put back on whatever color you had on before. Just put that back on, or keep it empty, up to you. But yeah, just basically use a dye color and then another dye color, and each of those should be 50 gold. I don't know if I don't think the uncommon options are better, but they were both 50 gold there, so yeah, that one's really easy. Those are the only two ways I'd suggest doing that one, though. Anything else is kind of complicating it more and costing more. So now we go to a guild hall. There's guild halls all over the place. You've got 5 in Ebonheart, so even if there wasn't any cheap options there, you know, another 15 seconds, you've got 5 other guild halls to check. There's one here. So what you want to do is go in, just go all items, search, and go to the total, and put it to have the arrow going up, and that way the cheapest item option here will be at the very top for you. So just buy that option. There are some ridiculously cheap options here that you can get access to. So just buy one of these, and like 10 seals for basically 20 gold in like, you know, a minute. That's fucking great. Like this is a great set. Alright, so I think these two are really good options. You should do these instead of any of these ones first, and then once you've done these two, you just choose which one works. So there's 2 ways to do this. Let me go through them. Next up, we've got crafting a mechanical acuity item, or as Alcast used to call it, mechanical Acuity. So it's 6 traits. You need the Clockwork DLC to get access to this station. Fortunately, it's right next to this way shrine that you start with. You just got to go a little bit south. Just watch the enemies on the way here. This set's quite interesting. It's basically gives you the... It works against having high crit chance, because the lower crit chance you have, probably the better it'll be. But yeah, just very interesting set. I'm pretty sure it's a strong PvP option. I'm not too sure though. I've heard DKs use it, but I'm not too familiar with why the strength is, or if that's true or not. Anyway, so all you need to do is just have any item that has 6 traits, preferably. If you have Somerset, I would suggest just getting the ring, put every trait on this that you can, and yeah, just starting from there. That, or I think the... Oh, what's the blacksmith station? Oh, yeah, sorry. Right in front of me. So, the dagger as well, because it only costs 2 iron ingots. The only difference between this and the ring, in terms of what it costs, is this just costs also a star material. Star materials, unfortunately, you can't get any from a character near here. You'd have to go to the city and get one. But, you know, you can get them from blacksmiths, clothiers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. So here you'd go here, and you can find a clothier, you can find a carpenter, and you can find a... There's a blacksmith here? Oh, yeah, yes, yeah. Alright, so if you don't have access to Clockwork City, do not worry, because if you can get access to a guild hall, for example, something like this, some guilds, they have no dues, so, I mean, obviously, try and help them out if you can. Maybe just help people out if they need it in guild chat or something. Just something to help them out. But yeah, there's some guilds that will have fully stocked guild halls, like this one. And they'll have master crafting stations, or they'll have attunable stations. And what you can do is you can come to these, and all of the items that you can craft from all the various zones will be here. So you can find, as you saw there, mechanical acuity will be here. So you can just do it that way. Now, even the thing is, even if you don't own the DLC, for example, I don't actually own Fire Song. So, but I can still craft sets from Fire Song. For example, Claw of the Forest Wraith. This is a set that comes from Galen, which is the zone that you need Fire Song DLC for. But I can still craft this. So, even if you don't own the DLCs, you can craft them through this method. Right, back. Sorry, I just had to help my niece there. Alright, so, yeah. So you can craft this one. So, same thing. You can just go to Mechanical Acuity. Oh, sorry, a bit out of breath. Yeah, so just do the same thing with this. So even if you don't own the DLC, you can craft this, which is good. Attuning these stations, you do need to actually go to the zone and use the stations, but that's for the owner of the guild hall to worry about, not you. Alright, next one. Alright, so next up, we've got Amorphous foes. The base game option that you're probably going to want to try are Netches. You can find Netches in a couple of places. So the best location for finding a bunch in Stonefalls is going to be over here. So as you can see, there is a ton of these things just through this section here, near the Sulphur Pools and Ashen Road Rayshans, just to the east of the Shivering Shrine. You find a big clump of these guys here. This is probably your best bet. There's a couple all over the place in other little spots, but there generally is just less of them in those areas, whereas all that you need is basically in this spot here, so you can use that. You can also locate some of these big dudes in Valfoyan. Some of them are untargetable. There are some that can be targeted though. For example, got a big bull netch over there. It's just like in other sections though, where they're not in big groups, like big loads. You're not really, in base game, you're not really going to find many places where there's just big stacks of them. Only really in Stonefalls. Like even, there's some in Vardenfell, like there's a couple near Ushilaku camp. There's some near the Daedric Trickery area. There's little ones, little netches that you can harvest. They don't actually count either. Only the big ones that will fight you count for this. But you can find them in various places in Stonefalls, Deshan, and Valfoyan and Vardenfell. But aside from that one location in Stonefalls, right here, I wouldn't really suggest any other places except one, and that is Cold Harbour. So I'll show Cold Harbour as well. Unfortunately, Cold Harbour's not as easy to get to. Well, at first, anyway. Once you unlock a way shrine there, it's not too bad. There's another one. Why are you coming through? There's another one there. So yeah, just... You could probably find 5 in Valfoyan. You'll just have to look around the zone a fair bit, and, you know, some of them might be dead for all you know. Alright, so the other place to find them is Cold Harbour. So on the eastern side of the Holy City, if you come out here, you can basically do a big circle around this area here, and you'll be able to find a bunch. So you can find a bull netch here, There's a Netch here. Sometimes, I don't know what causes them to be bull Netches. I think it's like a % chance. Because usually these are just regular Netches when I come through. But I'm not sure. So you've got another Netch there. If you come this way, there'll be a Netch up on this hill here. There it is. Maybe there's one more Netch over this way. I don't think there's any more than that, though. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any more. Oh, yeah, there's one. Sorry. Yep. I believe that's the last one over this way. Basically, it's in the confines of this area here. You won't find any further than that. They're not like all over the zone like they are in other zones. They're only in this specific location. So I think this is kind of supposed to be Stonefalls, kind of. There's another one there. So if you look around in Cold Harbor, yeah, you'll be able to find some as well. I personally like Cold Harbor because I find this area tends to be the place where people attack the Netches the least. And so when I usually come here, there's so few people trying to do this that it's usually pretty reliable. So yeah, the only way to get to Cold Harbor is either to have someone take you here, or you have to do the main quest line. You have to get the... there's a quest called Letters... what is it called? Is it Messages Across Tamriel? Yeah, Messages Across Tamriel is what you're looking for. So... yeah, it doesn't matter which one. So this one here. So once you complete this section of the game, it'll get you to Cold Harbor, and you'll rock up here, and you just got to go north to the Holy City. You'll unlock this way shrine as soon as you get here, though. So regardless of where you end up, it'll be fine. All right, so there's one more option for Amorphous foes that I suggest. As you can see here, it says other Voriplasms. I don't know if there's any other Amorphous foes. There's not any that I know of. If people know, let me know, because it says and other Amorphous, but I've tried shit and nothing else really works as far as I've seen. So if you know any other unit types, I'd love to know. But yeah, Voriplasms and Netches are all the ones I know. Alright, so Voriplasms. There's two places I suggest for this. First one is in Blackwood. So obviously you need the Blackwood DLC to get access to this one. But what you want to do is come to this way shrine. You will have to do quite a trek to get over here. But you need to come to Zeemhock Lagoon. I don't know if the boss will be here. Oh yeah, he's here. So Zeemhock, this guy, he will spawn Voriplasms as you fight him. You have to get into a certain amount of health though, so it is a lengthy process. I don't recommend this over the other option, which I'll show you in a minute. Alright, so once you get him to 80%, he'll summon a couple of Voriplasms. Now, my suggestion here is let the Voriplasms run around, and they will create these dudes here, these actual humanoid or Argonian Voriplasm enemies. They're quite tanky. You don't want there to be too many of these guys, and you do want to be careful of the other shit he's doing. It is quite intense here, but these guys also count. So while he's doing, while these guys are up, just kill them, and yeah. But the problem is, if you leave them too long, they will just start creating more and more. So maybe kill one Voriplasm and leave the other one and let it do its thing, but don't leave them both up, I'd say. But yeah, once you got all the Voriplasms kills that you need, you can just leave. And there's also Voriplasms nearby, as I had no idea. So you can kill these ones too. So yeah, these things here, they don't actually count, unfortunately, as Amorphous foes. But yeah, there's also Voriplasms through here as well. So you don't have to fight the boss, but I don't know, sometimes this stuff's not alive. I'm just going to check if these guys are Amorphous foes. No, they're not. Okay. Worth a try. Alright, so the last place I'll suggest is Orcrest, right in the middle of Northern Elsewhere. Obviously you need that DLC for it. What you need to do is, it takes a bit to, well, not too long to get through, but you have to go into the group event section. I'll show you the quickest way there. That I know of anyway. It might be something quicker, but Okay, so start Vampirism. Follow the road a little bit this way. And I believe if we turn left here, there'll be this sewer access here. Let's go down here. Ignore all the skeevers. They're not amorphous foes. Once you come down here, there'll be Voriplasms, so you kill these things. So these Voriplasms also count. A lot easier to fight than the ones in the World Boss. They're about as strong as the ones in Blackwood Overland. You've also got the group event down there, so if you kill that one, you also get a skill point if you haven't been here before. So yeah, Orc Rest, and you start here, you just go through here, and it's right here is the sewer entrance. Okay, last one. 150 Telvar stones through kills and rewards. This is the worst option, though it's still not terrible. I would really only suggest this if you just cannot find any amorphous foes anywhere and you can't craft mechanical acuity. So the only way I would really suggest doing this is stacking lots of Telvar to get the big multiplier, and just being a coward sitting at the top of the tower shooting stuff with snipe. That's what I usually do, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll just go Telvar, get 10,000 out. That will put the multiplier up to 4, and then depending on how many of these your faction owns, you'll also get more. So what I usually do is I sit in the arena district and I kill Ogrims. So you can just do it the old-fashioned way, just kill all the enemies down there, but if you don't have high amounts of Telvar, it will be a lot slower. So what I usually do is I just insta-kill these guys, so we're already 37 of the way there. So these Ogrims are usually what I focus, so these guys here. Because these guys give you the most. This will pretty much sort it out already. So yeah, we're pretty much done. So you can get this one done very quickly if you just a coward sitting at the top of the thing with basically snipe. Now I use Way of Fire, but next patch this set is getting. You won't be able to use it with snipe. You'll be able to use it with bow light attacks, but I might use something else next patch because yeah, snipe is kind of the reason I use fire in the first place, and I won't be able to use that anymore. So yeah, so you can just do it the old-fashioned way, but that is without a doubt the quickest way to do it. Going down there at all is incredibly dangerous if you have 10,000 Telvar on you, so staying at the top of the tower is kind of the important thing. And if there's any players around, you do not want to be letting them attack you. Basically, if you see any players and they're like trying to target you, just sit right here on the edge here and just don't let them attack you. Okay, so this is kind of the reason I don't recommend this one too much. It's unreliable, people can get in the way, and people in PvP are brutal. They are very strong. People can kill you very quickly in this place. And, you know, dying, when you go down there, don't have any Telvar. You die and you don't lose any Telvar, it's not a big deal, but it just impedes how quickly you can do this one, so that's why I don't really suggest it over the other options, unless you do it this way. Now, if you do fall down there, so find a corner, be in stealth, just try not to get yourself into like getting spotted at all. Go to the Cyrodiil campaigns, enter the campaign, wait for it, go accept, and just run or hope that nobody sees you until you get the queue for campaign, get the queue for Cyrodiil to pop, and then you'll be out of there, back into a safe location, and you're good to go. Okay, that concludes endeavours for today. If you've got any questions, as always, just let me know. But for now, thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always, I'll see you next time, and take care.